Okay, I am Bilal and I will be guiding you through the codes stages of our project. First stage of our code is the Arduino coding, in which we have taken data from the sensors, in which it includes the temperature sensor, and then we have the vibration sensor MPU 6050, and then we have the current sensor, which is I2C dev.h, which is the library. These are the libraries we have included to read the values of the sensors. Okay, now I will go to the initial setup. Initial setup we have is the pin mode sensor comma input, in which we get the input from the sensor pin A1. Then we have the library here if in if condition, and another thing here is main thing serial dot begin 3844 400. This is our baud rate, which we have to initialize in every code to get the proper reading. After that, this is the MPU int status, which will get the values from the MPU vibration sensor. After that, this is our main program loop, in which we have defined different variables, and which we are getting the analog read values from sensor in, which is our current sensor. And after that, this is our while loop, in which we are adding the interrupt sequence for the MPU, and it will uh, calibrate the sensor properly, and we will take the values from here. Okay, if I get to the end, this is our serial dot print. Another main thing to print the data in the serial port of the Arduino. We are getting serial dot print for vibration server one value, and then we have AMP RMS value. Uh, this is our second value, and third is the temperature value. So these values are stored in vibration value is stored in servo one value, and the current value is stored in amp RMS minus 0.10, and temperature value is stored in temp C. These are three main variables which are storing our three values of the sensors. Now this value will go to the uh, Python coding, which is on our Raspberry Pi. So we will serially communicate both the devices and get the data on the Raspberry Pi. Now for that we have created a program serial test.py, in which we have imported serial, which is a serial library to import the serial values from the Arduino. Then we have import datetime to set the date and time in the coding, and we have JSON file, because I will import the JSON data from here. This is JSON file, in which I have proper database for every sample I have taken so far in this program. This is the last sample I have taken very recently. So now I will go back to the serial program for serial communication. You can see here first is SCR serial dot serial, in which we have baud rate 38400, which I told you earlier. Then doc name is equal to input enter file name, which it will ask about the doc name whenever I import the data from the Arduino. Then I have the list function. In list function, I have the while loop, which will take 24 values. Then after taking the values from the Arduino, you know that we have taken three values: temperature value, vibration value, and current value. We will split the data of sensors into list, and the list dot append command is used to add the values in the list. Okay, then after going further, I have taken the values here. You can see if length of IO is equal to 3, this will take the vibration value. Then I1 0 to 8 will take amp RMS value, and I2 to 0 to 6 will take temperature value. Okay, for one in list, I will take the I2 value. Then list 4 will this is basically removing the garbage values. Okay, I have properly added the values, and I have counted the number of variables there are. So this will simply remove the garbage values or extra numbers or characters which will be occurring in the program. This is a Okay, these are the codes to remove any garbage values which are there when I am taking data from the sensors serially into the Raspberry Pi. If I get any extra number or extra variable apart from this length, and then it will automatically remove that value. After that, this is timestamp in which I am importing the time, and this is dog name which I told you earlier, which is it will be the main thing to import when I am talking about my main code to further work on that. So here dog name is equal to dog name plus string timestamp, which is my time, and dog name I put in earlier in the code. I told you this is my dog name, it was input enter file name. So this value will be simply stored in my list, which is json.loads line for line f. Now this is our serial communication code. Now I will go into the main code. Okay, this thing I told you, dog name, you can see a div.json here, fyp faulty sample plus this date and time, etc. This is basically the dog name I'm talking about. And after that I have come to my main code, which is my Python code for the working on all these things. You can see here with open dict.json, which is my database file, and my list is equal to this. I have loaded my file here. After that I will simply make six variables for two different motors. First three variables for motor 1, vibration, amp, RMS and temperature C. Second three variables for the second motor. And after that I have simply imported the database file from this dict.json, and this is my database file which contains all the samples I have imported from the Arduino. After that you can say that loop has been working here to get the values into these lists. First is the vibrate list, then amps RMS list, third is the temp C list. So it will take, simply append these values, add these values into these variables: d vibrate, d amps RMS, d temp C. Similarly, this is for my second motor, d vibrate 1. So I will add vibration value into d vibrate 1, then second value to d RMS 1, and third temperature value to d temp C 1. So these three variables are for the motor 2. After that is very simply the plotting thing, how we will plot these all variables in the graph. And this thing you will understand very well in the working scenario. Working stage I will show you after this coding stage. So this is all about the plotting thing, in which we will plot three different graphs of three sensors. So this is all about the code, all the three coding stages. First we took the value from into the Arduino from the sensors, and that values were serially communicated to the Raspberry Pi, to the serial test pi through the serial test pi code. After that we created a dict.json file in which we have the database of all the samples we have taken from the motors, and then the main file in which we have imported the database file and worked on all the data samples of the sensors and added them into proper lists, and then plotted them. And the plotting thing I will describe you into in the next stage, in which I have shown the proper working of the project. Thank you.